Thank you very much for tuning in with another episode with the Comic Menu with your co-host Dale and your other co-host Caesar. Kyle just departed, but yeah,
Yeah, I just saw
we
that.
have our buddy Dorf. You've seen it before, and then
There it is.
oh, he's came back out of nowhere. Then we have Mr. Kyle Willis.
Hey there, forgive me, I was logging in.
What? Hey, Dale, why is your audio? Did you do something with the
Choppy.
audio?
Oh, I don't
No,
know.
not choppy. It sounds like it's very echoey.
Hold on, let me just double check. Eddie. What? Did this just happen or was it before?
I don't know. Now that I think about it, maybe we were talking about that. It was just me.
Sound okay to me.
All right, fuck it. What the hell do I know?
Well,
All right.
Exactly.
Not
Well,
much.
well, well. Here we go. We got Dorf choice in a row. It's the apocalypse will be starting next week. This is it's crazy the fact that we have this one.
How about now?
That's better.
If for some reason I went through the freaking the webcam up. But guys, we have Kyle on here. He has a couple of covers he dropped yesterday. Real quick before we drop them, I just found something right now too. It is a controversial cover to certain people. To regular people, it's just a cover, bro. It's art. You might not agree with it. You're gonna be against it. We're not picking any sides on this political agenda. It's just pretty cool. Like obviously, Kyle has done some great work, and this is another one of his covers. So we are going to show that off today. Please refrain from being really negative about it. If you don't like it, you don't like it. It's fine. Just move along. It's simple, easy. But with that being said, I'm going to give it up to Kyle real quick. Go ahead and speak your mind, brother. Why you made this cover? What cover is it, and stuff like that.
Well, are you talking about the crosshairs one? Is that the one you're gonna do first? He took his headphones off, so he didn't
Yeah,
get.
right.
So the book is called COVID. A global pandemic saga unfolds, and it was published in May of 2020, actually. And I've been releasing new covers ever since. So when the events happened at the rally 2 or 3 days ago, all I could think of was how different the landscape of politics in the world at large is now compared to like 16 years ago when we were running up to Obama's election. And and even further back than that, the events of 2001. You remember after 9/11 how connected we felt to one another as a country? Because I might not get along with Fred next door, but I'll be damned if we wouldn't beat our chests side by side if somebody's coming to crash down in our fucking parade. You know what I mean? And it was as close for me, the life that I've lived, it was as close as I ever felt to being patriotic was after 9/11. And then you skip ahead to now. And when this happened the other day, all we can say is, fucking, of course that happened, And then that's how a lot of my ideas come to me. I'm thinking about one thing, and then it takes me down the rabbit hole of another idea. And I thought of Shepard Fairey's Hope poster that he made for Obama, and I was like, how would that translate to now? And then, of course, the pun came in: hope, scope. The guy didn't have a scope, so I recreated Obama's poster, but with the photo of Donald Trump at the Secret Service with crosshairs on his ear, which is where he was wounded. So,
Do you have that queued up, Dale?
Yes, I do. Give me a second. I'll bring that up right now.
he's busy. You leave Dell alone.
Yeah, I'm doing the tag because you're not doing this, Caesar.
I'm the worst.
Oh.
at tagging. I couldn't tag at Waffles, let alone leave them up on my own show.
Let me see.
Yeah, let me do it here. I'll do some stuff on the IG side. So let me do it.
I'm gonna start off with these over here.
So
Kyle sent me a lot of them.
what's been the feedback, Kyle, since you dropped this, since this came out? What's what have you been?
You mean since the beginning?
With this particular cover in general.
So this is one of them. Do you want me to do with the scope one first?
Yeah, I do. I like to go in order.
Because this is how I received them.
Oh, where are you going from?
Let's go scope.
You're going from the most recent one you received back
There we go.
through your messages to the first one, which is right there. So
The latest one is the Ninja Turtles. Just to be Ninja Turtles is the latest one.
yeah, that was the first one. So that's the cover that we're talking about here. The reaction from the people. Well, I've lost over 50 Instagram followers, and I sold a ton of pre-orders of the book. So, to say it was a mixed reviews would be an
literally, right? I mean, you made some cash, but they lost the followers.
Yeah. Well, I mean, so as I told you guys before we started the show, when I post one of these covers, nobody cares what my opinion is, the world's used to telling football players, shut up and do your job. Well, I'm doing my job. I post in the artwork and I leave all the commentary out of it. I don't, there's no correlating, verbiage with it. I just put, this is what I got. If it's something that's for sale, I put that it's for sale, and that's it. I leave my opinion out of it. And because of that, a lot of people make assumptions. And a lot of people that don't know what the book is or don't know anything about me, they unfollow me. They're like, "Oh, this guy's a Trumper," and they unfollow me. And that's okay with me, because I don't want somebody to follow me that doesn't care enough to learn a single thing about me. You know what I mean? They clearly weren't there to buy anything. They weren't there to. They were. Who knows why they were there to begin with? Because they got a follow request, or I followed them, or they saw a comment that I liked, but it didn't have anything to do with me, because they don't know me. If they're going to unfollow me over one of these covers.
So, very good example. So the guy who did, you just mentioned him, the guy who did the Obama, right?
Shepard Fairey.
Right. Did he lose, you think, a bunch of people when he put that up?
To be 100% honest with you, before he made that poster, I had never heard of him. Right. And at that point, he had already been a prolific graffiti artist who had kind of became like a studio artist,
Right.
Transcended that, that world, or that line between street art and fine art.
Right.
He actually, didn't he get sued over the Obama poster? I think he got sued over it because he used a photo that he didn't have the
rights to.
So
what about, how does this work for this, like for you to recreate this?
The same way. I just do what I do. I didn't reach out to CNN or whoever's video footage it was that they got that still frame from and ask permission to use it. I just did it.
I mean, have you ever had?
Well, when it's something like this that was from the news, if you take a still frame from the news, I don't think I think that at that point, because these things get shared all over, I think it's fair use at that point.
Yeah, that kind of makes sense.
That's public domain. So
it's public domain, yeah. Whereas the one that the guy did of the Obama is like an actual photograph that was okay.
Yeah, anything in outside of that, anything I believe that's owned by the government is owned by the people that live in that country. So if you wanted to, use a NASA rocket in your artwork, I don't think that there's going to get copyright issues with that, because you're a citizen of the country that paid for the taxes of which paid for that.
Gotcha. Okay.
However, if you want to do your artwork on a NASA rocket, that would be a different story.
Yeah.
That's crazy. So I'm gonna go on to another cover, which is like the Tyler Kirkham one. Who is the artist behind this one?
This is a Natewa cover. People that know Natewa personally call him Nate Melendez, but his art name is Natewa. This was from 3 weeks ago at Heroes Con. We released this book, and it sold okay, better than average. It was the bestseller of the con, I think. But I definitely printed enough of them that I had some left over, and I am now immediately within 10 hours of the incident, I am sold out.
Really?
Absolutely. If you type in COVID Trump battle damaged on eBay and look at sold listings. I think somebody sold one yesterday for $189.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah,
Take advantage of the situation right now.
And see, so there you go. So Palms, who gives a shit about your political affiliations as long as you're not forcing it down everyone's throats. You're doing some of the best original art and remarks. Your Alex Ross remarks are epic. So
that is very kind of you to say. Thank you.
it is true. I mean, listen, I'm the most non-political person out you would ever meet, and sometimes I'll see things I go, I don't care about it, but I can, once again, we preach about this all the time. I appreciate the art. I appreciate, Murat knows I'm not a do you poo guy, but I appreciate it. It's good stuff. It's fun, and stuff like this. I do I care for him? No, not really. But it's funny. I see this. I go, that's pretty well done.
I actually sent you two versions of that battle damage. If you look, it's not two of the same. If you flip through the two of them that are there real quick, now go to the other one. You'll notice there's little lapel pin, an American flag pin on his lapel. So that one doesn't have it, and then go to the other one. See the little lapel pin?
Wow, tiny.
Oh, shit.
Right there on the right hand, to the right of the knot of his tie.
Yeah.
And holy shit, if that wasn't the difference in the selling points when we were at Heroes and we were
You're
doing
kidding me.
not at eBay live shows, everybody's like, give me the one with the lapel pin.
Wow.
Look at that.
They dubbed it the patriotic and non-patriotic editions or whatever. People are a trip, man.
Wow, people are a trip.
I like to have fun with it. If I could put something fun into the world and eke out a living doing it and surround myself with a curated gallery of cool people that all, vibrate on a similar frequency, then I feel like I'm living a good life, I can't help it if a couple people get triggered by something that was clearly meant to be provocative in the first place and unfollow me on Instagram. I'm not going to let that, cost me any minutes of sleep.
All right.
Real quick, I'm going to show where's it at? Right, this one. This is the Murat Michaels one. Right? No. I'm sorry, I'm mistaken.
That is a Natois cover.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I just looked at it from like a glance. No, this is not.
Very Simpsons-esque.
Yeah.
Right?
Real Simpsons-esque. And I like it. It's pretty cool.
It's very fun. So somebody who owns a publishing company bought 15 copies of that today.
Wow. It's interesting.
Yeah. I don't want to call. I don't want to throw their name out there or nothing, but it was cool. When I shared that with Nate, I was like, oh, and he threw me back the sunglasses emoji. Like, oh, okay.
Like you said, people were a trip. It's I don't know, guys. It's we live in such a weird fucking time, man. It's you mentioned it earlier. 16 years ago, where were we? Where were we in life and what was going on in this world? And, there he goes down. And now we're like, things change on a dime. And we live in a society when something like an assassination, you read it, because I saw it right away on my phone. I'm thinking, is this fake? Because it's right away you think, is someone bullshitting? So of course you start doing your own research. You're like, well, no, this actually happened. And then your mind is going, well, you know what's going to happen now, and all the Facebook groups and everything else and all that. And then in my mind's like, how long is it going to take for some comic covers to hit? Because these mofos are creative and they have no time just whipping something up. And sure enough, and there you go. I take it as art is art is art. Take it what it is, but to assume that somebody is a certain way because they drew it or made it and without any context, and like you said, Kyle, oh, screw that guy. He's so right, and he's so right. and you're like, I just did a cover, man. You
Yeah,
know,
I've had people saying, oh, your artwork, you've gone too far, and I'm like, what do you mean I've gone too far? I'm just, basically given my visual representation of my commentary on what's going on, or that snapshot of a moment in time, and added to it. It's basically what's the difference between what I, making a cover like that and a comedian making a joke about it to lighten the mood, lighten the air of the room. So, you know, people are allowed to have their opinions. That doesn't
people
mean
are allowed to have your opinions. I guess it all depends on you as a person, how you take that opinion, right? Some people really take it to heart, and it's like I'm gonna ruin years of friendship because yeah, it's so weird. And Dorf, you're part of you're an admin in a lot of these groups, these comic groups. I'm pretty sure you saw, right, a lot of people talking, right?
Absolutely, always. I mean, long before this stuff happens, anytime Trump's name comes up, you've got people going nuts on both ends. There's someone posts something for sale, and someone makes a comment about the price being too high, and suddenly liberals are being bashed or whatever. Like, there's no correlation to things, and people just want to jump in and make it something political, as opposed to just let things be what they are. The last time I saw Kyle in person, we had a very serious topic that was hitting both of us really hard. We both are not necessarily 100% in line in where we see it. And we stood up and we embraced for about 5 minutes. And then we just talked comics and shit. Because we can respect that each other has different views, see things
and
different way.
when
And
he said that topic was affecting us, it was affecting us differently. We were not seeing it on the same way. We were definitely
not at all.
looking at this topic through different lenses. You know, um,
It when that's the thing. That's what people are supposed to do is either talk it out or go, hey, you know what? The old let's agree to disagree.
We
It's
didn't even need to. We spoke for maybe 3 minutes on the subject. Both said there's misinformation here, there's misinformation there. We both said that. And then we said, it's got me fucked up. And we
I
hugged.
was
Like,
definitely
there was,
emotional.
yeah. And that's all that it was. And there was nothing else to it. It didn't affect the way I see Kyle or the other way around. It was just real. And we let it go because it doesn't have anything to do with who we are and how we connect.
it is true. Angela, thank you for jumping on. I thought you're going to be off tonight, but thank you for being on tonight. You and all your friends there at the nursing home. Um, the we lose sight when things like this happens. We lose sight of how we all met in the first place. Comics, to be honest. I mean, I wouldn't have
That's
met
100%.
Dorf. I wouldn't have met Kyle if it wasn't for this community. We're here for the books. We're here for the coolness. We're here for the art. We're here for the spec talk, the movie talk, the bullshit, the shit talking about how bad this movie was, how good this movie was, all that stuff. And we don't know we don't know who each one of us are in a very personal level. Some do, sure, because they talk all the time outside of work and I mean outside of this and all that. But for the majority, we don't. And it's okay. We never hold anything against any. I like I said, I'm not a big Trump guy, but I'm not gonna go, well, Kyle, or I did tell Dell, yeah, I don't know, man, I don't like that cover. I don't know if you want to have Kyle. I don't give a shit. It's what he does. Someone else could happen. God forbid it doesn't happen again. But so and Kyle will do something. It is what it is. It just. I know there's a line. We all know there's a line, but there's that in between. That's like, it's okay. I think we're gonna be all right with this. And I just hate it when I read nothing but and Dorf nailed it. $2,500 for this book. Wow, it's so expensive. You know why it's expensive, right? Because Biden's like, oh, Jesus Christ. There's not ever a time when I could just read a post or a comment or something and it's someone has to throw in politics in it.
So
People live by that shit.
so this is the Marat cover, right? And I shared it, right? It was Marat and Sean. Look at the comments. Why would anybody want it? I understand that what happens in the world makes us want to whatever, blah blah blah. Like I was already mad. Like really, like y'all never, they never comment on anything. But the moment I say put something they don't like, they come out of the woodworks.
It's a cash grab. I'm pretty sure Murat hears that all the time,
Yeah.
or even from you, Kyle. It's a cash grab.
Yeah,
Who is someone to say there's a cash
some,
grab? Like,
some guy commented on my page, on my art page, for one of these covers, and he said something like, why would you make this, or who would buy this, or whatever, and the guy was like, grifter's gonna grift. And I was just like, who is this guy,
Yeah, like these people have never
Again,
commented on my shit. So
it's just nuts when people decide to say, "Oh, it's a cash grab. Oh, it's this." Who are you to decide why someone makes their art off of whatever they do? A cash grab is literally like we were talking about earlier. The Hawk Tuah girl, she's now famous, and she is doing a cash grab to broaden her horizon however she can and make whatever she can off of it while she can. That's a cash grab, and it's a smart one. But Kyle's art and what inspires him, whether you're into it or not, and what pops in his mind, or anyone else for that matter, that's not a cash grab. It's something
It's
they
my
wanted to
job.
create, and they're sharing.
It's how I make my living. This isn't something that I did in addition to my job waiting tables at Outback Steakhouse. This is my full-time job. So to call it, say grifter's gonna grift, it's just like, all right, man.
I'm gonna
Clearly,
stop.
you don't know anything about me.
Let me see these comments real quick, and I'm gonna go to yours to see those comments. It's gonna sell out. That was fast. I want one. I'll take it. Blah blah. Okay, Gloria, the most disturbing human on the planet, or is it a parody? What the?
And then, see,
Can you
I
read that 4 times slower than that? What does it say?
Glorifies the most
Glorifies
disgusting human being on the planet, or is it a parody?
no, it's not. I see it as I see all these covers, every single one of them, as a parody. It's an homage cover. It's an homage cover. It's whatever you want to fucking call it. It means nothing. I mean, Kyle and Marat could obviously have no affiliation either, or they could be a libertarian. They, whatever it is, or not vote never. But they can still just do a cover because it's art.
It's the same as like if the news is reporting on it and somebody's standing there next to the cameraman going, "Why you guys talk about politics?" Like, it's the fucking news. What are you talking about?
Exactly. Right here, look, profiting off an assassination attempt. I guess that's one way to do it. I'm like, sheesh.
You know what? Damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Well, look, the newspaper is going to talk about it. People are going to buy the newspaper. Are they profiteering off of an assassination attempt, or are they just telling the news? You know what I mean? At some point, there's a difference between knowledge and wisdom. We all heard this one, right? Knowledge is knowing that a tomato is a fruit, and wisdom is knowing not to put it in a fruit salad, right? So, are we profiting off of it? Yeah, but that's our job. It's what we do.
Bombs is
We're not. That's not all we do. It's not my 15th assassination attempt cover.
Palms,
But again,
Palms
we can
nailed
all
it.
we can all choose to do what we want with it. Look, I have a bunch of Kyle's books personally. Almost every book of Kyle's that he does that I buy extra covers to sell to other people because, again, it's what I do. I buy and I sell. I deal in comics. But these books, his Trump books, are not ones that I've ever personally bought or sold. I don't mind that he makes them. It doesn't affect me negatively. Good for you. It's just not something I'm going to do, and that's fine. Like, why does it negatively affect someone else? It's the issue we have in this country anyway, that I should be mad at you for doing something with your life that actually doesn't affect me, but I'm still going to say you don't have the right to do that. Like, that's the concept in this current climate that just doesn't make sense to me. You can't marry who you want to marry. You can't do this. You can't do that. Kyle, you can't make the art you want to make just because it's not my thing. Like, who gives a shit? It doesn't affect me.
This is annoying as heck. Look, This lady goes, "Too bad people care about this man, but they don't care about the children of Uvalde or Sandy Hook." I
But
mean,
see, what? Who? Where? Who's saying what? It's unbelievable.
Conflate those two issues.
My God, Andrew kind of nailed it as well when he says that politics has seeped its way into every facet of life. It sucks, and is pretty fucking dumb when people define themselves with their political preference. It's very true. Same thing with there you go. Tyler agrees with what you're saying, Kyle. That people need to keep their opinions to themselves, make them look ignorant. But the thing is that people love to speak. People love to be heard. People want those 37,000 people agree with them with the thumbs up emojis and the smiley emojis and all that stuff. They want the self gratification. They want to be able to look around like in an 80s movie and go, yeah, give the fucking Mentos thumbs up. That's what they want. And then there's other people like me who gives two shits. I just don't. I have other things to worry about. I have other things in my mind. I have health. I don't have a job. I have this and that. There's other things I have to be preoccupied with than to worry about Kyle or Marat's cover of a fucking comic book. It drives me crazy.
I've got to ask this because knowing we've got the Deadpool Wolverine movie coming out, and knowing those people, I could easily see Ryan Reynolds running to the studio and be like, I have to make a joke about this, and we can definitely dub it into the movie because you never see my mouth when I'm talking in that mask, and make a joke about this. And I guarantee you no one will have an issue with the fact that Ryan Reynolds will make a joke about this. But Kyle is Kyle, and people don't know him like they do Ryan Reynolds. He is not loved and beloved by everyone for everything he does. So he and Marat and anyone else who does this, they're a target and they're an asshole for having an opinion or being creative in their own way. It's just stupid.
Oh, here we go. Hold on, Dale. So Mrs. S. So this is from the nursing home at Prairie Meadows. No matter which side you vote for politics, political cartoons have always been around. The difference is that now it's gotten too out of hand. Now, that also, and the fact that social media, Kyle could draw that, put it out, and it'll be instant. Back in the old days, in order to watch political cartoons, you would have to buy the paper. And then maybe that person will share that paper with a neighbor or with a friend. Nowadays, it's so easily available, it'll blow up in a matter of minutes. So, but it is true. Political cartoons have been around since the beginning of politics. Jesus.
Yeah, it's real open dialogue now. It's like once you're wrong, they start name insulting. Like honestly, I think I'm more Democrat than I am Republican, but at the same time, I just don't vote.
Wait, what? I'm gonna unfollow. Unfollow.
Right.
Yeah, and the funny
What
thing
did
is,
you just say?
the last time that Trump ran against what's her face, the chick,
Hillary?
Hillary, I wrote my name in the ballot. I mean, I wasn't gonna win, but
Are you sure?
Not with that attitude.
Right.
Hey.
I like when Dale goes, I wasn't gonna win, as if I had
but
a
hold on,
chance.
that's the same year. Harambe, people were putting Harambe's name in there. I think I got like 10K votes. I mean, he was gonna beat me too, so I had no way of winning.
What's up, John? What's going on? Yeah, it's you know what, guys? We always talk about this podcast as being we're very we're pretty safe because I always talk about how there's plenty of other podcasts that really do focus on the negative. And the funny thing is, this isn't even negative. that's the funny part. We are showing the books that Kyle's involved with and had done and all that stuff because guess what? We are a podcast about comic books and all things pop culture. And guess what? What Kyle's doing falls under the pop culture as well. Yes, it is political. Yes, it is all that stuff. But regardless, this is off the homage to the 50 Cent.
Cover,
Right?
yeah. That I was showing up. I like this cover. It was pretty cool. It was pretty funny. But I'm gonna move on from this cover. There's a cool cover to another controversial figure. A lot of people don't like this Joker. I still
I
am
don't know.
50-50, but I love the Van Gogh part of this.
Who did that?
Kyle, right?
I
Oh,
painted
you did. Oh, you did this one.
it. I did.
So
I guess that's
this
pretty
is
nice.
beautiful.
I made that
It's
with
beautiful.
the new acrylic markers from Sharpie.
Oh shit.
That's you're really good, man.
But
You know what? You know what? Carl?
My-
You've gotten better, my friend.
Well, it's one of those things, man. You know, you do 10 pieces, and one of them will be that good. You know.
Yeah, you. This is good. And the funny thing is, I'm not used to this. There's a reason why I say you because I'm not used to this. I didn't think it was you because I'm not used to this style.
Yeah. So that's the piece. If you want to show that, Dill,
Which is that one?
the one that I just sent you.
Oh, sorry. But you're saying
So,
something?
yeah, I was saying about your what you're commenting about the Joker. That Joker to me, like that movie would have been a fine movie if it
Oh, here we
wasn't
go.
called The Joker and supposedly based on DC, because it has nothing to do with the Joker from that comic. Like that's my issue with it. It's not a Joker movie. It's a movie about a guy with mental issues and whatever, which was well done and well acted. But when you
what would
call
you
it the
name it?
Joker,
George? What would you have named it?
stranger, like strange guy. I don't know. I'm not a salesman for. I don't pitch movies.
Strange Guy. Let's go watch Strange Guy, everybody.
How about
Strange Clown?
Screw Loose? Okay, Screw Loose.
That
would've worked.
But screw loose.
But the Joker, like I'm looking for the Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker was clearly very different than Jack Nicholson's Joker, but there are main aspects of the character of Joker that were absolutely expressed in those roles that you didn't get here. Like there was no point where in that movie you're afraid of this guy and his lunacy. Like
Oh yeah, 100%.
so
You're
for
not-
me
you're
that
not
just
afraid?
didn't work.
You're not afraid of this guy?
Not physically afraid of him the
Oh,
way
well,
that I
no,
was
but-
every other.
Really? I
But
don't-
that's what the Joker is. The Joker entity, it scares the shit out of people. Like that's who the Joker is.
You know, we all saw this movie,
And this
right?
doesn't do that.
We all saw the Joker, right? The first one. You saw it too, Kyle?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think
This-
there's a spoiler alert if you're
No,
worried about giving
The
something
reason
away.
why the theme, the most intense kind of like was when he had that guy in his apartment and he was standing by the door, right? And you're like, what the fuck's gonna happen? That to me is the Joker because he was playing with his head so much that us as the audience going, is he gonna kill him or is he not gonna kill him? Is he gonna torture him?
It was great though, that anticipation, that
The
not knowing.
anticipation. Is he gonna turn the
Reminded
knob?
me of Willy Wonka when he's like, the suspense is killing me. I hope
Right.
it lasts. You know.
Is he going to close it? Is he going to open the door? Is he going to lock the door? Did he lock? What's he going to? You know what I mean? So, yeah, I think to me, I'm not going to say the perfect Joker.
See,
To me,
anybody can have an opinion. Even Niobe here can have an opinion.
So I mean, I go with this. Didn't Marvel have the Twin Towers covers out there, right? And you know they sold real well. Why? I don't see people doing the pitchforks for that. To my opinion, that was way worse than anything. But that's just me, right? Obviously, I'm not selling this art. I was just helping promote friends doing their job. Like, oh, cool. They have cool covers. You've been doing Trump covers before this incident, so they can't say it's because of Trump. It so happens that he got shot at, and his ears got bloodied, and you're like, oh, cool, that's a be a cool cover for it. People love it.
that is
Nobody's opinion is right. Yeah, no, that's your opinion. It's never right or wrong. And there was a tribute cover of Twin Towers. See, but it's still people were doing the blanks for it too. At that point, that's already a cash grab. So a bit different. I'll give you that. A bit different, but still in the same genre.
The bottom line
Right.
is, Kyle, I know you might do something that you know will sell because people buy your regular Trump covers, but just because that happens, now something bad happened, don't do that anymore. Even if you know it'll help you support yourself. Just stop. Like that's the logic here. We know you can be successful with this because you have a track record of making these books and selling well, but now some asshole decided to try and take his life, so just quit. You're done. No
Yeah,
more
I
making
think
money on this.
there's a difference. People keep saying, like William, he keeps saying this word, this cash grab, as if, like, am I expected to try to create something that won't sell? Like, what the fuck are we even talking about? Like, is it making a living or is it a cash grab? What's the difference? Where's the line?
So it's all a fucking cash trap. People need to get over it. Like it's the same way with when artists want to step into the online. What's the easy thing to sell? And we talked about how to do you poo books. They are one of the easy things to sell because they're cool homages, parodies. It's fun to do, and it's something different, and people still hate on that. No matter what, people still hate on that. And
Well, they
I'm
did
pretty
it.
sure.
When I did the very first cover in May of 2020, I didn't think that it would sell, and I made it cheap enough to where it didn't matter if it sold. Like I was so broke back then that I didn't pay the 25 cents per book to have it numbered. I hand numbered all 100 copies because I wanted to save the 25 bucks or whatever it would have cost me to have them numbered.
Right.
So and I didn't think that they would sell, and they did. It sold well, I was like, oh shit, I did it as a goof, for a laugh,
And it just went
Oddly
well.
enough,
Um,
in all the
what?
years that Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good, Dorf.
I was just gonna say, in all the years that I've thought about, starting my own business, doing my own thing, I've always thought about what would work, and then I tried to steer the other way. No, you try to find the thing that's gonna sell, that's gonna make you the money, that's gonna help you support your family. Like
I
it's the
don't I
same with
don't
everything.
I don't see how morals have gone out the window when we're broke. Like what are you even talking about? Do you even hey man, anybody can have internet access, I guess,
Oh my gosh,
It's
and
just
it's
nuts.
funny. I mean, it's crazy how you're okay. You're not okay with this, but we also had talk like using women in comics is another cash grab, right? Using provocative, but we don't hate on it. No, we don't. You make a living off of doing that. You sell nothing but covers of women of your art. Never have I had an issue with, but it's pretty much the same thing. You're utilizing what certain people want, and it's pushing it. I mean, morally, if I was some Christian person that hates that kind of stuff, I would be attacking you, but I don't because that's your art. I have no way. I have no person to be telling you how to live your art, what to sell, how to sell it, but yet you would put that on somebody else.
I'm gonna
I
give you
think
the perfect example here, having nothing to do political. The naughty and nice books, I don't get them at all. It doesn't do it for me. I don't get it. I don't understand why people are into them, but they sell like nobody's business.
Mhm.
I don't get on people who create those books. I don't hate the artists for making those books. It's not my thing. I'm not going to buy them. There's no difference here. Someone
but
makes the art because someone appreciates it. So
and
let
it's an
it
easy
be.
sell. It's an easy sell, man. I mean, what you gonna do about it? Right now, nothing. Marvel is doing so much in DC, but they're losing money, right? If you can find a way to make money, are you really gonna hate somebody for doing it? It's not. What morals are they breaking? They did a homage to Trump. There's memes and jokes all over the world, but yet you're mad because somebody did a homage cover to what happened. And I'm gonna say homage cover or a parody cover because that's what it is. And then it goes to back to, are you just talking about this one cover or are you talking about all his Trump stuff? Because he was doing Trump covers before this, right? There was already a book coming out for San Diego Comic Con. It just so happened that happened, and they're like, oh well, correlate together.
It,
It's
it, it there is like I said, there is a line. If something actually happened to Trump, if he actually did get hit and it was fatal,
Yeah, you wouldn't have seen this cover.
you wouldn't see. Kyle would not have put anything out. He would have made one with him in a casket. He would have. It
No.
would have been. It would have been non-existent. It wouldn't have been talking about. Now the funny thing is, there would still be memes and gifs and all these things that people put out who would probably make jokes of him being dead and all that stuff.
Plenty of memes that are in like that I would even say are in hyper bad taste. But there's still
Right.
that little part of you that laughs. You laugh because you're grown at how fucking dark the humor is, you know. And but I mean, there's a 0% chance that I'm gonna apologize for paying my bills the way that I pay my bills, you know,
And
because I don't
we,
hurt anybody, I don't steal from anybody, I treat people good, I make groovy shit, I surround myself with cool people, and I mind my own fucking business, you know. I don't
and
chase anybody around and hound them for doing what they do, and I'm not gonna abide anybody that's telling me, you know, how to do what I do, or that what I do is wrong. You know,
and we here at the Comic Menu podcast are we don't lean one way more than the other. We don't do that. We don't care. We are here because Kyle is an artist and we support artists. We try to support the artists, especially when they're friends of the show and they're dropping stuff. Hey, you know what? We're showcasing their things. So don't think that, oh, well, we're going to unfollow the comment because they Trump supporters. No, we're just here because we're just keeping up with the Joneses on what is the topic.
yeah,
Here.
and it's not always like I'm being accused of being, you know, profiteering off of horrible situations. Like one of the covers of this book was Bernie Sanders with the fucking mittens, the Bernie's mittens.
Oh, I remember that one.
And because Bernie didn't have anything to do with the book, there was like, I'm not doing that. But enough people, like somebody asked, and then a bunch of people commented as a reply to that person's ask, saying, "Do it, do it, do it." So I made 3 different printings of the Bernie Sanders cover. It was a hit, you know. And that's because the mittens were
That cover was hysterical.
you know. So you don't get to call me an ambulance chaser because that's just not a, you know. What's up? This cover was
I
what?
said that cover was hysterical.
Oh yeah, especially with the
The
because
Bernie?
there was a gold spot foil version of it where the gold on the cross and the shoes were gold spot foil, and it was awesome because of the gold shoes, you know.
There you go. Mr. H says if you're working, it's legal, respectful. Who gives a flying fig?
It's up to you, but I mean, this is not gonna deter anybody. Pretty much, you have your opinion. You can have it there. I mean, I'm not
But
gonna
this
go on a full rant. It's all on whatever you feel like. That's fine. But you're on this show. I've never come into your show and bitched about you and Dan crying and bitching about certain things. But
Yeah,
you come,
I don't know who Niobe is, but I'm sure there's an episode of something out there you can go and enjoy and watch right now instead of, you know, being here and hating.
like, I mean, we had a whole year of other shows, but the first time that you just like, you just show up out of nowhere.
Sorry,
I mean,
you're so triggered
but hold on.
by
Even
some funny
still,
books.
Niobe's opinions here are clearly very one-sided and whatever, and they're entitled to it. But it's not. They're not being booted from here. No one's trashing it. It's your opinion. That's fine, but that doesn't mean that everyone else has to just agree and bend over to it, just like anyone else. I mean, we're all entitled to feel differently. Again,
I know, no, I know you well enough. Every time there's a little drama or any commotion, you would always talk about it. I know how you are, who you are, Larry, your real name. I know how you are, and that's fine, bro. You can do what you want. I know you're gonna bring this up today. I know you're gonna talk about it because you need some drama to help you with some stuff. You do well, bro. You do your thing. That's fine. Um, I to me, bro, I like seeing your shows. I'm still gonna see them. I don't care, but it's just you can get to.
It once again, we try.
Oh, you have to. It's fun. I mean, obviously, it's because I know I'm against Dan too, because he's always a that dude. Oh my gosh, he's like he hates on women stuff, but yet he's always so it's annoying as hell. Maybe might want to stop doing that. No, I'm not, bro. I just fucking just said it. No, Larry, you know what? It's fine. Move on. Door, take over because I don't want to go on the rant. I'm not. That's the old
Yeah,
me.
there's no
That's
point.
the old me. On jumping on what Dorf was saying, Naomi, your opinions are as equal as everybody else. It's an opinion, my man. We don't we read it, we post it, we highlight it. It's the same we do with everybody else's. Um, it's if you don't like his art, obviously you're not going to go buy it.
Yeah, I don't want everybody to like it. How boring would
No.
that be if everybody liked it? But I don't think that we should give any more bandwidth of this episode to this one individual in the chat. You know, we could show off more stuff. We could talk about books.
No, we're definitely listen. We got plenty of show, and it's not all going to be about it's not going to be all about the Trump. All right. This is a podcast about movies and shows and all that stuff. We're going to geek out. We're going to talk about some other stuff. Kyle's as much of a geek as the rest of us. He watches TV, some of these shows. He watches some of these movies. He watches the same damn trailers we all do. There's stuff we're going to talk about. The reason why we brought up the whole Trump thing, because he did some covers. We're giving him his time to promote. That's what he's here for, right? But he's also here to be a good guest and talk about other stuff that we're going to bring up. And as you can see, that right there is that Trump 2099. That's actually a cool cover. He did some turtle stuff. So let's go and let's talk about this piece here.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Another one of those covers that you've done that's not usually my thing, but I've been bugging you about wanting for a while is all the way to the left in this panel. That Ninja Turtles cover.
Oh, yeah. Hold on.
One more. There you go. Now, again, I'm not a Ninja Turtles book collector. I have your first IDW printing. It's awesome. I love it. Because it's you and whatever, but this is badass and brings me right back to my childhood love for the Ninja Turtles. And I want this book so badly. So I still need you to tell me when you get it in, but it's freaking awesome.
I don't do turtles. I don't collect turtles. I don't understand the turtles. I don't get it. But I'm not going to say, Kyle, sorry, man. I don't like turtles.
I mean, he barely collects anything that's fucking modern.
Turtles aren't really modern. That is true, though. Well, I don't collect a lot of stuff, but but then I appreciate this cover. It's cool. It's the old homage to the Queen's album. It depends. What is it, Queen?
Yeah.
Is this the Queen? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then so many other people does an homage of that Queen, and they did, the GNR and all those other stuff. But this is badass. I love the black because the green pops. I'm so much not a turtle fan. I couldn't tell you who is who based on colors. I don't have this.
I think this is when you boot Caesar from the podcast.
Sorry, my man.
Caesar.
I know there's Donatello, Raphael, Michelangelo, and Leonardo, right?
Look at you go. Look at the big brain on Brad.
That's right.
And it's usually me that messes up all the time.
Now,
it's
this
usually
is
me.
the thing. I don't know whose color is who. That's the only
fine.
issue. See, well, there you go. Thank you.
There's this one too. So this is the Archie cover, right?
It is.
Man, I saw this mid-work.
That took a long time, man. Let me just tell
There's
you.
a lot of stuff going on there, my friend.
There is. So, and it's also got like a loose homage, but you probably have to be like over 40 to really get it. But that's why I chose the composition that I did.
I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out what is the homage to. What's that? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what this is an homage to. I was going to say Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but it's not. I was going to say
Breakfast Club.
I was going to say Teen Wolf. Well, it could be Breakfast Club.
I'm going to go ahead and go with Dead Poet Society.
Oh, is it Dead Poet Society?
No.
Oh, no.
No,
So none of
he's jumping on the table. All he needs to be doing is saying, "Oh, Captain, my Captain."
There you go, Dell. I sent you
okay.
it's just the pose, the pose that he's in, not the.
Hold on, I'm waiting for it to load up real quick.
You got that bad internet.
Yeah,
Bro, you saw how it disconnects?
Yeah. What do you got? 56K?
Oh, I don't even know.
What I will say
Footloose? Is it Footloose?
Footloose?
It is not Footloose.
Oh, okay. because Cash he's the other old guy in the group here.
Dang it,
God,
where is
is it? Son of a bitch!
I
Watch,
want
I'm gonna hit.
somebody to get it. Oh, too late.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Oh, get the
Jailhouse Rock.
son of a bitch!
Dude.
I knew it
Oh.
looked fucking familiar.
Okay, I'm not that old.
Damn
I'm
it!
not that old.
I'm pissed off at myself
Yeah.
that I didn't catch that.
I think you're off on your over 40 thing because 41 over here, you got to be Caesar's age to have had any clue there.
Yeah, what an asshole.
I forget I'm closer to 50 than I am to 40.
There you go, Kyle.
That's crazy. But yeah, I got hired to do this by Jack DeMeo, the marketing guy from Whatnot, and I did this for him and Mellow Fellow.
And
Oh, Metal Fellow.
Recorded the process. They saw that I recorded some of the process for the crash down that I did for Comic Tom because they wanted some of the process. Thankfully, I was still working on the piece, and I filmed a little bit of it, and then they used that little bit of footage, and they made a really cool video and stuff. And then I had a Whatnot show with Comic Tom. And when I was finished and we were gathering our stuff, Jack came over to me and he was like, "Yo, I saw that video. I was like, that was really impressive, you know." And then that turned into, "Hey, would you like to do a cover for me?" And basically pick your IP. And when opportunity to do an Archie came up, I mean that's probably recognizable more than Superman if you're talking about on a global scale, you know. 20 billion units sold, like it's just crazy. So he asked if I could film it, and I did it twice the size. I normally make a 18 by 24 inch canvas. I did this one 24 by 36, and I actually paid someone to help me cut up pieces because it was so big and it was taking so long. So one of our regulars at the shop, I actually paid. His daughter came over and she cut pieces for me. So in the time-lapse video, you can see her. She's to my left, but when you're looking at the video, it's on the right-hand side. You can see her over there cutting up pieces. But I sent you a link to the time-lapse video, Dell, if you
Let
will.
me see.
So that's one of the things I will say. In my years of knowing Kyle now, I've become friendly enough that I've gotten to see him do some of these things while he's doing them sometimes on a
we'll
chat
video
where
like while I'm here at my desk working on something, I'll be like, "Look at this." So
it's so fucking cool to see it actually happening, and the fact that he has that time lapse video to now be able to like see it like that for other people who got like I felt like I was on the inside getting to see it. Now everyone can see it. It's incredible to see how he creates that shit because the patience and the mind to see it all and how it actually melds together. It's incredible.
Let me see if I can log in. I forgot my information.
Kyle, I noticed also that you made a post about a lesson learned on your end when it comes to content.
yeah, that's the process. So if there's any way you can blow that up so the chat can see that.
How is it? F2 or
This is 17 hours condensed to less than a minute.
Yeah, you can see. Can you go full page at least? Yep.
Hold on.
Yeah, Kyle. So then you mentioned that you learned a lesson about contracts. Lesson learned?
Yeah, basically the lesson is even to people who have a friendly handshake, a handshake agreement, can see, just like me and Dorp, they can see the same thing differently, and they can remember it differently, and having it written on paper moving forward is the only way I'll do cover work for other people moving forward.
Yeah, it's very easy to say I didn't say that. Yeah. Unless you had a conversation recorded of the actual handshake, it's very easy to go, I never said that, Kyle. And you're like, damn right you did. No, I didn't. So it's like, who's the right?
Well, I mean, it was long overdue anyways for me to, be doing contracts. I like living in a world where you don't have to bring a contract into something. It's like, telling your next door neighbor, yeah, I'll mow your lawn for a 6-pack of beer, and then, drawing up a contract. It seems silly to draw up a contract. I told you I would do it. Why the fuck do I have to write up a contract? And that's the kind of relationship that I build with people and that I want to have with the world. And unfortunately, you just can't rely on everything going
Is that
swimming.
better?
Yeah.
It's a better, yeah.
Because I can.
Jeez, Kyle, you're not joking.
Here we go.
You said 17 hours?
See the girl on the right cutting up the pieces while I'm boogity.
17 hours, you said?
Just this part. This is only the first 3/4 of the mosaic. So that was
So
17 hours.
what are you thinking total? How many?
Like 22, 23 hours of application. But you can only do 2 or 3 hours a day because you do a big enough patch, and then it's wet, and then you don't want your hand to sit in the wet patch.
Right, yeah.
Muddies it up because it's wallpaper paste. I have a X-Acto knife in one hand and a paintbrush in the other, and I dip the paintbrush in the wallpaper paste, and I grab the piece with the tip of the X-Acto knife, and then I put the piece down, and then I brush over it, pull the blade out, and it's an art. Just applying it right is an art form in and of itself.
Do you get shit for people saying, why are you doing that mosaic stuff? I mean, what's your overall reaction?
No. I have people that say, "Oh, I can't believe you destroy comic books to make this," and I'm just like, "Yeah, well, if you knew how many were printed, you wouldn't be complaining, there, Bucko."
That is true. It's not like you're cutting up a stack of 181s and AF-15s.
Do you remember that guy that cut
So
up?
300.
He took a GSX and made a statue out of it, like a paper mache statue using a.
No, I know of a guy who ate a 181. He chewed up an 180 on live.
Oh, that's crazy.
Dude,
I remember Kyle being shat on by doing a remark on a low grade 300.
Why?
I mean,
somebody did they recorded a whole podcast.
He did a whole podcast about how Kyle
40 minutes of just
trashed an all-time grail, and I was like, "What crack are you smoking?" I have it in a 9.8. It's not hard to do. There's a bunch of them. Yes, it's an important book.
And I put it on Whatnot. I started it at $1.
Wait a minute. So you had a low grade, mid grade ASF 300.
Yep.
And you did a remark on the bottom, whatever on the right.
Yeah, I painted on it. Yeah, and then I put it on Whatnot, starting at $1. And this guy made a whole 40-minute long podcast.
About what? It's
about how he called me a yellow brand artist, which is basically I'm nothing without Whatnot, and just talking cash shit,
and that Kyle is a nobody and has no right to do these things and shouldn't touch this.
Who does he think he is to paint on this book? He didn't get Todd's permission.
It's the funniest thing in the world, and the greatest part about it is I've seen plenty of his books, homages of Todd's that Todd has signed. So Todd knows Kyle's work. There's no issues there.
I'm telling you, people.
What was the name of the title?
What title? What title?
The title of the guy who made that podcast.
I
Oh,
don't
I
remember.
This was.
I remember
probably
I sent
around
it
a year
to
ago.
Kyle Goodman, and he made an episode of his own podcast, like a retort, and I'm just I don't get this, spending this much energy and time hating on something. What happened to, you don't like something? Walk until you find something you like and talk about that with your friends and spend your energy on that. I don't sit around and talk about things that I don't like. Why would you do that? That's so dumb. That's like going out to eat at a place you don't like. Why the fuck would you waste the time and the energy and talk about the things you like?
What was the remark?
At the end of the day, everybody wants to make a connection with another human being. I would prefer that connection be something that we have in common, not something that I hate. What was what?
What was the remark? What'd you do? Spidey?
I don't
No,
remember.
I feel like you did Carnage on it, possibly. Was it
Okay,
Carnage?
so it was relatable. It's not like you did a Batman
Hey.
cover on a fucking ASM 300.
No, it was a
No,
regular
but who
old.
cares?
And the thing is, this is your own 300. No one said, "Hey, Kyle, can you
Yeah,
read
I bought it off of somebody on Whatnot, painted on it, and then sold it back on Whatnot. Like,
Unbelievable.
no.
Is this it?
This one?
It
No,
might
that
be. No, that's when I was
No.
living in my old house. That you went back too far. Did you Google it? How did you get that far?
You were back in time. Look at Kyle. Is that you, Kyle, with the hair? Look at that.
Dang.
Wow.
Oh,
Looking dapper with the.
So this is
Never.
not the one you were bitched at for.
no.
That's
No.
he's just turning into the old school blue and red Spider-Man.
Oh.
I haven't seen this one.
Oh, that's funny.
Usually I make time-lapse videos out of them. I don't know where you're finding that.
How dare you? How dare you, Kyle? Change the outfit back to
From whence it came.
once it came.
Oh, Willis.
I gotta tell you, man, people are fucking
There it is.
tripped. People are tripped. I don't get it. People love to complain for the sake of complaining. It's
Here you go,
what
Del, I
makes this
found it.
world go down.
Send it over.
Funny, Dorf, you were almost right because I had a 300 and a 301, and I painted Venom on the 300 and Carnage on the
Oh,
300.
I see it. Present.
Damn it.
That's funny,
Mm,
man. Oh god.
This one.
Yeah.
Oh.
I sent you both of them, Del.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
That's what you did?
Yeah, and it was a newsie.
Let me see the other one. Real quick.
And guess what? I'm pretty sure you sold it.
Oh yeah.
That means somebody
So
wasn't appalled.
here's the thing to like. It sounds like I've been Kyle's friend for generations. I literally there was a cover that Kyle did in homage of the Spider-Man one that I saw someone else post in a game, and I was like, I want that book, and I was like, there's only 50 of them out there, and I tried tracking it down. I was asking everyone I could, and finally someone said, here, reach out to this guy. He's the artist. And I'm like, there's no way this guy's going to answer me. Kyle not only answered me, he helped me connect with the only place that had any copies left. And from that moment on, I was like, not only did he, yeah,
That's
that was
funny.
the original blue one. So
Yep.
not only did this guy who's, trying to make it on his own, he's doing this really cool art, whatever, he only made 50 of them. He knew where it was. He could have just said, yeah, go talk to them, but followed up with me, made sure I got it, whatever. I got them to him so he could sign them for me. Like, from step by step, and I was like, all right, so this is the kind of dude that is making art that I clearly love because I had to track it down, but it took the time to make sure I was good. So this is someone I want to support. And the more that I've spoken to Kyle over, like, he's just a cool guy with whatever opinions. It doesn't matter. He makes great art. And I've now hung out with him for 3 years running at NYCC. Like, I chill at his booth with him at
So
probably more
this
than
is.
I should.
I'm sorry, Dorf. This is.
No,
this is
you're
a
good. I just
So this is a 301, right? It's
Yeah.
not a 300, and it's a Toy Biz. You said.
Yeah, you showed the 300 a second ago, bro.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Well, so but is this the one that you're getting bitched out, or the other one?
No, the first
no,
one
it
you
was the
showed.
300.
Oh, okay.
That's actually that's actually pretty cool, man. I gotta admit.
Yeah, 301's not important, but 300, Kyle,
Yeah, that's what I
that's
was
an
wondering.
all-time grail.
Hey, listen, it could be an all-time grill door for some people. Come on. Just
Sure,
because
but
of-
it's not an X-Men one. It's not an AF-15. It's not. I mean, it's not. It's just not. No matter how you slice it.
I
It's
get
not.
it. I get it. Man. It's not an all-time. It's not a.
Look.
It's subjective. It's subjective, right? What's
Kyle.
rail is for someone.
If Kyle found a low-grade 181 without the Marvel value stamp, and he decided, you know what, I really have this remark that I want to do on that. Look, I wouldn't do it, but who's to say that he can't? Don't
Well,
take my 9.0. What?
I've painted on a 181,
There you
There
go.
you go.
and
What I'm saying is,
it was at Big AppleCon, and Roy Thomas signed it.
There you go. Is that on your PC?
so there you go. If
No, it was
Marvel
for-
editor Roy Thomas has no issue with you drawing on a 181. Why should anyone else? Like, it's just stupid.
I'm pretty sure Stan.
Granted,
Lee
don't crack my 9.0 and start drawing on it, Kyle, because then we're gonna have some issues. But if you've got your own, do what you want.
So, Carl, for a while, you've always liked adding things to already existing stuff, right? Because this goes back to your timeless stuff that you did with those. So you've always been one to like always
for
doodle over existing stuff, and yeah, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, your timeless covers are freaking hysterical. I still have to look. I promised you I would go through my boxes. I've definitely
I
got
don't
some.
just do it on comics. I do it on records. Like when I went to Tater Tot Comics in Missouri, they flew me out there for their 1 year anniversary, and they had just bought a record collection, and they were like, "Will you paint on record?" And I was like, "Damn right, I will." So like every employee had me paint on a freaking album. I remember there was one of them. It was a Bill Cosby comedy album, and he's got the microphone in his hand, and I just replaced it with one of the pudding pops with a bite taken out of it. Half the time when I'm painting these things, it's like a pun, and I'm giggling while I'm painting it.
Oh, I
You know
bet.
what I mean? So it's a good
Having-
stress reliever.
Having fun doing it, man.
Well, don't make any kind of Cosby reference with a roofie or anything like that, because that's an uncool thing, and it's it's the same thing. People make jokes about that shit all the time. It's horrible. Should have never happened. But does that mean those people should not have their opinions, not be able to say the shit?
Yeah, well, I mean, the amount of energy that this whole chat tonight is given to, like, the people that throw shade and the hate. I don't pay that much attention to the haters, man. There's too many people who are uplifting, that are empowering, they're good vibrations. You know what I mean? There's just too many people for me to stop and boo-hoo because somebody doesn't like something. Who cares? It's okay. It's not for you. You know what I mean? Do I care that you don't like chocolate? You know what I mean? No. Just tell me what flavor you do want, and I'll get you a fucking ice cream cone. All right? Don't stand there and tell me how much you don't like chocolate. Are you fucking kidding? Like,
that is so. It is so
I feel like that was a personal shot.
you better like chocolate. What the fuck are we even talking about?
I don't really do ice cream.
I don't do ice cream. I don't do.
Are you lactose or what?
No, I just don't really care for it. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Rita's Italian Ices. Rita's Wild Black Cherry Italian Ice is the greatest thing. I'll have it every day if I could. But ice cream, doesn't really do it for me.
Yeah, I kind of curious what you. Let's change the subject here a little bit. I've been seeing
We're talking ice cream.
This podcast will always talk about food one way or another. There's always a mention of food. Either if it's just 2 minutes of it, food will always make an appearance. So we saw a couple trailers dropped that I finally got to go. All right, I'm gonna sit down and check these trailers out.
Which one?
Gladiator. I finally got to see the Gladiator 2 trailer, which I'm a little perplexed. I want to see it
about Gladiator 2.
There's a prequel to
There's
Gladiator.
a prequel to Gladiator. No, it's not even a prequel. It's a
sequel.
I don't think it's a prequel. I think it takes place after.
Yeah.
It
So
just
there's a
clearly doesn't have the same characters.
Right. But there's except for the sister makes an appearance, right? The mother of
Denzel Washington?
Yeah.
Denzel Washington's in it. Yeah.
It's literally called Gladiator 2.
It's called Gladiator.
After 2 decades of the original events.
I saw the trailer for the new Disney show with Jude Law.
I don't even know what you're talking about there.
Yeah, it's called
what Disney show with Jude Law?
It's a new Disney. It's a Star Wars show. Star Wars.
Oh, I can't keep up with all the new Star Wars shows.
The Skeleton Crew. It's called Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
So I saw that, which is interesting. right? So they're trying to change things up, and of course, another Wolverine trailer dropped, and it's like, all right, keep making those trailers and teasers, and it's like I feel like I'm going to see the whole movie within trailers.
No,
You
but
know,
there's some really. Did you see the Bachelorette commercial with Deadpool and Wolverine?
oh Jesus,
Oh, it's hysterical. It's Wolverine. It's Hugh Jackman sitting there waiting to watch Bachelorette, and then of course Deadpool shows up and is teasing him about it. It's pretty funny.
those guys could. And then what do we read that news came out that Hugh Jackman is going to be coming out again in the MCU? That's why you can never rule these people out, man.
Come on.
Yeah, it's you can't. You know that's why you're going to see Downey Jr. come back. You're going to see Chris.
I don't think that's happening. I don't think that. I don't think they would do that.
Why not?
I would believe that Jackman would come back way before Downey. I just don't think that it to erase the impact that moment had on the audience at large. I don't think that. I think they're smart enough to not unravel that.
Well, you're right, and that's why I think when they say he's coming back, it'll be in a flashback scene, it'll be a voiceover, it'll be something that happened back when he was alive, right? So that's why it's like, oh, we're gonna see him again in a flashback or a memory, but not as a continued character in the way. Yeah, I don't
There's
see
a
that
million
happening.
different ways that they could do it within the multiverse where you're seeing him, but it's not the one that we know. Whatever
That's
it is, I don't see him coming back in his own
Yeah,
film
so in
or
that case,
coming back as
it would behoove them to pick somebody else to play him then, because it would still having a different version would water down that impact of his.
well, right,
They,
right.
they,
So
can't, they cannot undo that.
multiverse, an Iron Man in the multiverse with a different actor because that's
Absolutely.
their Iron Man, right? Yeah, makes perfect
so
sense.
that's where Tom Cruise finally comes out as him.
That's when Tom Cruise finally comes in. That's when Keanu Reeves finally gets to play Doctor Strange, you know, or Ghost Rider.
Ghost
You
Rider.
know, there's rumors that he's going to play a version of Wolverine in this Deadpool Wolverine movie. You know, that's the only thing about this Deadpool Wolverine movie is that even though we've seen a lot in the trailer, there's going to be so many little Easter eggs and tidbits and cameos that are going to be thrown in the screen for about 3 seconds, kind of like what they did with Brad Pitt when he played the Vanisher.
Yeah, but
You
with
know,
the destruction of the Fox universe, it's just they're gonna have so much fun with that.
oh,
Come on.
it's going to be
They're bringing
bonkers.
people. Didn't they see that Elektra was coming back?
Elektra,
Or
I think
whatever.
Ben
Tell me she's
Affleck.
not coming back just so they can kill her. You know, they gotta bring some of these cheesy things back just to get rid of them,
I will
to
say
give
who
them
looks,
the boot that they should have got. You know,
I will say who looks pretty good still is Sabretooth. He almost looks the same as he did on in 2000 and whenever that movie came out.
right?
2001,
It's
2002.
called Makeup Caesar. I don't know if
Oh.
you're familiar with this.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes even with makeup, you go, that guy looks pretty old. Yeah.
You know, it's funny.
Well, how
There's
did
a
you
trailer you didn't
reconcile
even.
having two different actors play Sabretooth?
Well, they're going
Yeah.
based on Tyler Mane, who played the original one. That's the same guy.
Yeah, but how did they? I don't even know how they got around that in the films.
What do you mean? Well, because
Yeah.
when they did Wolverine
Schreiber and-
Origins, and they had that actor,
Liev Schreiber.
Liev Schreiber. He played Sabretooth, right? I like that guy. As a matter of fact, I kind of like that Sabretooth.
I'm watching a show right now with him called Ray Donovan.
Oh, Ray Donovan, yeah.
Oh my god, bro! I'm a big fan.
I like that guy. As a matter of fact, I actually didn't mind Wolverine Origins. I didn't with Sabretooth. I kind of dug that. There's a couple of things in there you're like, oh.
But Deadpool, like the walking mouth, the merc with a mouth, they
Oh,
made
that
mute.
was ridiculous. Now, I do find it funny that they chose the same actor. That I always found hilarious that they chose the same actor.
No. They didn't. That's the thing. They didn't choose that actor. Ryan Reynolds willed this into existence.
He
with
made
him
this
and his
happen
team.
for us as a fan.
Absolutely. It would not have happened, period, if it had not been for him and his team pushing it, and they produced an entire scene of the film without any backing or anything to
That's
say, this is what we can do.
That's right.
And that's what got it greenlit.
Because that hit the
So-
YouTube. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. Whereas
true.
Wolverine Origins, I can still proudly say that after seeing the bootleg released version that didn't have the finished explosions and whatever that came out that was leaked before, I never saw anything else. I was like, that was so bad, I'm done.
Oh, man.
I don't need to see the finished explosions.
I remember when they did. It's like, what did they do? They sewed his mouth. So bad.
Well, it healing factored itself shut, right?
Yeah. No,
they
he
literally
came
made
out
his
with no mouth. Yeah,
Yeah, like
they didn't give him a mouth.
Yeah,
It was like all skin, and then he had the ability to shoot like Cyclops, and
he had his blade came out of his hand looking like Baraka.
Oh
yeah.
from Mortal Kombat.
Oh yeah.
It was just bad. I mean,
I think what the movie Twister's coming out this week, right?
Twisters.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna watch.
I kind of want to.
Remake of Twister.
Yeah, I want to see that one. Honestly,
It's a
Like,
sequel.
Oh yeah,
Remakes. So I'm a third of the way through this Gladiator trailer. I keep watching it in bits. It looks good.
Kyle. It's called. They're being very creative on the second Twisters. It's called Twisters
With an S.
with an S.
Yep.
Fuck off.
Twisters.
If
And I
it's not a
believe that
flying
the main-
cow, I'm walking out of the theater upset.
If
Okay.
it doesn't have
not
a cow,
only that, Kyle, if
There
you've
is.
seen the trailer, they literally scream, "We've got twins!" Just like in the first one, when there's two Twisters.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's a movie that Caesar showed me, and we got blocked from. I don't want to show any trailer,
Oh,
but it's
yeah.
called Red with John Cena. Is it with John Cena? No, it's with The Rock.
red one.
Red one. It's
John
with
Cena, the block.
Oh,
John Cena, The Rock, and Jonas Jameson. What's that
Jameson.
actor's name?
J.K. Simmons.
J.K. Simmons.
yes.
No, it's not John Cena. It's Chris Evans
Yeah, it's not John Cena. It's Chris Evans.
Yes, I'm sorry,
and Lucy Liu.
That
And,
movie looks hysterical.
Yeah,
It does.
and J.K. Simmons.
When he was in what the hell was that movie? He played a bad guy. He was really good at playing like a douchebag bad guy.
Who? J.K. Simmons?
Hold on, J.K.
No,
Simmons?
Chris Evans,
Oh,
The Last Man or whatever.
oh, I thought you were talking about another one, Scott Pilgrim, but it's
Scott Pilgrim.
because he was a bad guy there too.
I can name another one that he was a bad guy, but I don't want to give away a spoiler.
Yeah, neither do I. That's the same one that me and Dorf are thinking about.
Yep,
Um,
and that's a great
um,
movie. And he was
It
phenomenal.
was called The Gray Man.
oh, The Gray Man.
The Gray Man. That was a good movie. That was
Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling. Yep,
Oh yeah, the Green Man.
I never saw that.
Came out-
Was it good? Was it any good?
it's definitely good.
It was disposable, but it was fun. Disposable.
Right. It was.
Like,
It's
totally
not like
rewatchable.
Oscar winner.
You
Absolutely.
rewatch it and go,
was-
man, I've seen every frame of this movie, and I don't remember a single.
He was in Knives Out too. He was that
He's
brother.
the bad guy in that, right?
Yeah, he was that brother.
Caesar and I were trying not to.
Oh, that's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one Caesar and I were trying not
Well,
to
they're
say
like-
anything.
You know what? You guys just reminded me of a movie that's just straight out fun, and you just sit back and took it. Was it Bullet Train? Is that what it was with Brad Pitt?
Oh,
Yeah.
That was
Oh,
like
yeah.
that was fun. That was just
And
like you
Aaron
sit
Taylor
back.
Johnson.
Sandra Bullock.
It was fun.
Yeah, it
Sandra
was
Bullock's
fun, man.
surprise role.
Yeah,
When
I like that.
Dell, when we do our
Better
movie
than
review
Bird
with Mandy and Shannon, we're going to talk about the movie that we're supposed to do for our homework, and that was the Ungentlemanly Warfare movie. I finally saw that with Henry Cavill, and what a fun movie that is. If you guys want
You
fun,
want to know just a fun movie that's ridiculous that I don't know a ton of people have seen? Shoot 'em Up with Clive
called Shoot 'em
Owen, Paul
And Paul
Giamatti.
Giamatti. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
That movie would have been a B movie at best had they not decided to get. I think Monica Bellucci was in it. She's fantastic, and then Clive Owen and Steve Buscemi, not Steve Buscemi, Paul Giamatti, and that movie is so hysterical, like the overacting on purpose, and it's just one of the most fun, ridiculous times you'll ever have watching a movie. So if you've
I
never
can't
seen
think
Shoot
of
'Em
a
Up,
single movie that Clive Owen was in that wasn't a great movie.
fair.
And I used to feel that way about Paul Giamatti, but the last thing I saw him in, I was like, what? It was awful. and it got like the best reviews.
and what was that?
I mean, Paul Giamatti's done a lot
They're
of
called
things.
the
so.
layovers or the leftovers. It's about the people that
The
have to
Leftovers.
stay. Yeah,
Yeah, I haven't watched it all yet.
it was awful.
But Paul Giamatti's done too much to say that everything he's done is good. Like Edward Norton is my favorite actor of all time, and he's done some bad stuff.
Did y'all see the new trailer for Agatha Harkness? Agatha
Yeah,
all along.
as a matter of
Yes.
fact, I'm kind of looking forward to that. That looks fun. Plus, I
I
like
know
that
someone
actress.
who has their first appearance up in a game. If anyone's interested in playing
I
for it,
need to watch a lot of trailers. Apparently, I need to just sit down and watch all the new trailers.
This was
Man,
just like
you
what
didn't
I
even
think
bring
last
up.
week.
I'm watching, in silence, the Gladiator, and I'm like, I can't keep watching this. I gotta watch all
Did
these
you see
trailers.
the Captain America 4 trailer
Yeah.
dropped also?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
one was
yeah.
interesting.
Come on, are you serious?
You didn't see that one?
Yes.
I can't say. I'm not gonna say shit. I'm not gonna say shit.
Yeah, Kyle's busy
This is
making art.
hold on. Here
Dude,
is the
I've been-
difference.
I'm dropping
me explain this right here.
books at San Diego. Okay, I
This
don't wanna
this
hear
is the thing. Here's 3 comic nerds, and here's a comic artist. The artist hasn't seen shit. The 3 of us have seen every trailer.
Every trailer
That's a
known to
big
man.
Bro,
So-
it's crazy.
So yeah, Kyle. No spoilers because I mean at this point, but it's called Brave New World, and obviously it features Falcon as Captain America. Right?
I'm
He's not
watching
known.
the trailer right now.
He's
Okay,
not
yeah,
known
let's
as
wait. Let's wait for them to watch it and we'll talk about it. But it's something I just found out releasing on the Roku channel. My wife's gonna love this. The Spiderwick Chronicles.
They tried to make a movie that once. Didn't do
I
that.
think they did
They
make a
did
movie.
make a movie of that one.
Didn't make
Yeah,
it.
but now there's a show about it, so I'm like, my wife's gonna love that. I'm gonna watch it with her.
I just finished Your Honor. We just finished Your Honor not too long ago
The
on
show?
Netflix. Yeah.
How powerful was that?
I tell you what, if you never thought Bryan Cranston was that great of an actor, watch that show.
I'm
So,
sorry.
have
If you never
How
thought
much did
Bryan
you want to
Cranston is that
smack Adam in the face, bro?
Bryan Cranston's the shit.
I wanted to smack that kid.
I-
The one
I-
that played the
I-
character.
Put it
Adam?
this way, Kyle. Put it this way. I was happy with what happened, so let's just put it that way. I was cheering for it, but
Okay.
Your Honor is fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
but
2 seasons only.
Caesar,
there won't be.
I never saw Breaking
I'm
Bad.
sorry.
I'm not a big
Oh,
Breaking Bad fan, and I live here in New Mexico.
Okay. Hold on. It's not just Breaking Bad. If you see him in anything and then watch one episode of Malcolm in the Middle, which I didn't watch, but I've seen him in an episode, see him there and then see him in any other role he's ever done. To go from that to any of the other acting jobs he's ever done shows you how great of an actor he is.
Listen,
Yeah,
I
the
only
rain.
knew him from Seinfeld and Breaking Bad.
he was from being the dentist in Seinfeld to being an anti-dentite.
Well, how was the trailer for you, Kyle?
Which one?
You still watching it?
Oh, you still watching it?
Oh, the Captain America. It was halfway through. I paused it so I could pay attention to the conversation.
You gotta finish it because we gotta talk about that. Because that is, and now that he's watching that, Marvel Zombies is supposed to be coming out this year too.
Well, I have questions already. Like, did he get some kind of a super serum? I don't know how he threw it across the room.
Well, he would have to have some kind of super serum because he does moves in there that
he just threw a dude across the room. Yeah, that kick that he does.
Yeah, I mean, come on, that would break your leg.
Yeah, you can't. Humans can't do that.
Oh, the ending though. Ooh.
Yo, is that Giancarlo Esposito?
Yep, he's a bad guy in that show.
With the white hair?
Yeah, he's called G.W. Bridge. He's playing that character. And why do you think X-Force 1 now all of a sudden fucking... I still say TV trailers and movies don't move books like they used to. They move the needle a little bit, but nowhere near it did back in 2018, all those years.
2020.
Yeah, because empirically the data doesn't lie. The books spike in value, and then the movie comes out, and then
yeah. So if you have it, dump it.
Noodles.
The fact that people are selling those X-Force 1s for like $70, $80, $90. Come on. There's a guy who has like a short box full of them going to take them.
Sure. Yeah.
There's many guys who have a short box full of them.
Oh wow.
What did you see, Kyle?
Yo, the red.
The red.
There we go.
So why do you think that nowadays everyone is fucking clamoring and selling the Hulk #1 with the cover of Red Hulk? Even though it's not his first full appearance, it's his first cover appearance. And he fully didn't come out into the second Hulk #2. But people are dropping it for a stupid amount of money. The 9.8s are going for 300 or even more. Dorothy, you probably might know. But once again,
I mean,
you better hope that fucking movie hits because
what people are asking and what they're selling for are different things. I literally just saw Nam posted a 9.8 for $180 and it wasn't moving.
Really?
9.6 for one. That, I mean, it was up for at least 24 hours and no bites that I saw.
I'm shocked.
I know next year the Mandalorian season 4 and Andor season 2 comes out.
Oh, Andor! I'm looking forward to
after what the situation with Acolyte going on.
I was
Acolyte. I only saw the first couple episodes.
No, I didn't see that.
I can't keep up. There's just too many Star Wars series now. I can't keep up with them.
I normally don't listen to people. Normally don't listen to people who give advice.
The audience score on the Acolyte is 18%.
That's the only show of late that people said, please don't waste your time. You're not going to regret it. And I said, okay. So I haven't seen it. But people are just absolutely just bashed it to bits. And then you have, once again, those people going, I liked it. So, that's a few. It's few and far in between, but I heard it's pretty bad. So on to the next. But Andor was fantastic. I'm looking forward to that.
You also
that
find
was my
some
favorite
people...
of all the shows. That episode with the prison, bro. Come on.
You'll find people who said Madam Web wasn't bad either. Madam Web was awful. You'll find people who said Morbius wasn't bad. No, Morbius was awful.
It's Morbin time.
Yeah. Listen, I would watch Morbius before I watch Madam Web. I would watch Morbius before I watch Eternals.
Honestly,
Eternals was a good movie, man.
Eternals, we watched Eternals. It was decent.
That was a good movie.
It's not great. It's not Iron Man.
The celestial size body coming out of the planet.
Yeah, I hate how they left it like that.
I do love the fact that they're going to completely ignore that there's this hand coming out from Earth. And let's just completely ignore there's half a head and half a hand coming out. We're going to ignore that.
I mean, okay. Let me ask you, everybody here. What is the worst thing to happen? The worst clue for another movie that's never going to happen. The Eternals, right at the end with Celestials.
With Harry Styles.
Yeah, nothing's going to happen with that. Or the ending of Black Adam with Superman and Shazam. I mean, of Black Adam. Which one was worse? Fuck! I hate that they led me on so much kind of situation.
Eternals.
No,
Because by the
Eternals.
time you saw Black Adam and Superman, you knew it wasn't happening.
And it was
So
gonna,
it didn't
that's
spoil
right.
anything.
That's right.
And what was Kid Harington? Wasn't he supposed to be the Black Knight?
He's the Black Knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get to explore that at all. And whose voice were we hearing at the end? Who
Was
that
it
Blade?
supposed to be Blade?
Was that
Supposedly,
Blade?
People were saying that, but
and then Blade. It's been what? It's been written 10 times. You have two different actors. I mean, directors. I'm like, it's never gonna happen. It's at this point, Blade is gonna be the new Spawn.
That's why I keep telling people the Midnight Suns is not going to happen in my lifetime. It might happen in my it might happen in my daughter's lifetime, but it's not going to happen in my lifetime. If you can barely even fucking get Blade to be greenlit properly, you think they're going to have to do, because they got to do a Moonlight. Well, they already did a show, and they got to do a man. Who's in the Midnight Suns? Morbius, Blade,
Ghost Rider.
who's the other? Ghost Rider.
Leonardo, Donatello, Michelangelo.
Ah, yeah. What a shithead. This is why I can't have a regular conversation, normal conversation with people.
Well, thank you, Dor, for getting us 35K members. So
Yeah.
put some
welcome.
respect on that Dorf name, the Dorf.
that is true. Because now that Dorp's done, we're going to hit 40,000 easy by the end of this week.
well,
Okay.
congratulations on your recent acceleration. I'm really excited for you guys.
Yeah. So
Thank
so
you for inviting me back here to talk
Yeah.
about my silly little funny books.
Your funny books. Yeah,
hey
exactly.
man, that's how you make a living, my friend. You and tons of guys like you. You know, I mean, this is what you do. This is why we have friends of the show who are artists, because we support you guys. Whether whatever it is that you're drawing, that you're putting out there, hey, you know, you're showcasing it, you're making some money, you're making it for the people. Some people like it, some people don't like it. You don't like it, don't buy it. If you do like it, buy 12 of them. It is what it is. You know, you're like, okay, what's the next thing I'm going to think about?
And the funny thing is, Greg was supposed to show up today, and he was like, "Oh, I'll show up, but I can't get up by 10 o'clock." Now he shows. We have to get after him. Greg,
Greg, if you see this on repeat, Greg.
Nelson wasn't gonna jump on, but he was driving to Dallas. So
Speaking of driving, 5 days from now, I will be getting into a rented minivan and driving 36-hour drive to San Diego Comic-Con from Florida. I'm driving. I'm gonna give myself 3 days.
You're not going solo, are you?
I am.
Are you?
Yeah, and it's gonna be awesome.
How many
I mean,
hours?
I'm gonna
How many
stop
hours?
and see my printer and go to lunch with my printer that makes my books and gets me all those 9 9s and 10 grades. I'm gonna hit some comic shops on the way back. I'm excited.
How many hours?
If you have an extra ticket, pick up Caesar. He's on the way over there.
So yeah, it's 36 hours of driving.
That's a lot of hours.
I'm gonna spread it over 3 days.
Oh man.
So what are you thinking? What's like? How many hours are you thinking straight?
12 hours.
Well, I'll drive, 12 hours a day for 3 days.
Yeah, this is doing the math, Caesar.
So I'm leaving on Sunday, and I check into my Airbnb on Wednesday. So I got 3.5 days.
It's a long drive, man.
It is a long drive, but it's for San Diego Comic Con, right?
But I mean, we did over 3,000 miles. Me and Broke Skull drove from here. I'm in North Florida. We drove to Chicago to see 2E2, and then that Tuesday after Chicago, we drove over to Philly and waited, and then we did Fan Expo Philly that following weekend, and then we drove back here. We went to the Secret Stash in Jersey, and then came back here to Florida. A little over 3,000 miles, and it was tremendous.
You stopped
It was
at Secret
amazing.
Stash, man.
I
could have met
always
you
do.
down there. I could have met you down
He
there.
didn't want to.
So, on the way up there, he was such an adventurous spirit. Broke Skull Anthony is just awesome. We saw this sign. It said 12 miles to the birthplace of Abraham Lincoln. And we were like, well, we got to go see the birthplace of Lincoln. And then we went and we got a bunch of touristy pictures. And then there was another sign when we were leaving there that said 7 miles. You could see the house that Lincoln grew up in. And we went there, and he chipped off a piece of the wood, like a magic wand sized piece of the wood came off. I was like, what are you doing? We gotta get out of here.
I like how you
On
just.
our way back, we talked about how we were going through DC, and I was like, yeah, I never seen the White House, and he's like, you never went when you were in high school to Washington, and I was like, no, and he got off at the exit, and we drove by the White House, and I got to tell you, man, it made me feel something. It was neat, You looking out my window, and there was right fucking there. It was I don't know, it was kind of powerful. And I'm hoping for a
When
couple of
you
more moments like that on my drive back and forth to San Diego. So I
When
know
you
it's going to be
drove
What's up, Brian?
a drive, but hey, I'm going to catch up on all my podcasts.
Kyle, when you drove up to Chicago, did you stop at Metropolis?
No.
Next time you drive through, if you've never been, it's a cool place to stop. Metropolis,
Okay.
Illinois. The huge Superman statue. They've got little shops in there. It's hysterical.
Cool.
We randomly were driving when we were driving from that area down to Florida. We literally saw it. We drove 40 miles out of our way just to be able to go. I got pictures in front of me holding my girls up with one hand in front of this statue. Like, it's just awesome. It's the
That's
most
cool.
obscure thing ever.
Yeah, the coolest detour we took was going to the stash. That was my second year in a row hitting the stash.
But that place was going to close, wasn't it?
They moved it.
No,
It moved.
they moved it.
Oh, they moved.
And they actually, you can buy they have pieces of carpet from the original location.
Speak of the devil.
I have one hanging in the shop. So
What's up, Ish?
What's
Ish.
up,
What's up,
dude?
Ish?
Ish, Dorf is still waiting for you to hit him up so he can help you find your fucking books.
This guy.
I mean, how many?
I did
you
get
help
J Rob 2 of the 3 he was after. 2 of the 3. I still can't
what's some
find him that
books
he
you
walks
picked up?
yet.
You pick up any cool books recently?
I have, yeah. But I'm doing an unboxing on.
Yeah, I'm waiting on my books to come in so I can do them.
I'm
But
doing an unboxing.
I did pick up this one. My kids love this cover. I had to get it. Pickle Rick.
I'm doing an unboxing on IG once I get a couple more books. But other than that, I'm being extremely sad. As a matter of fact, I'm selling. I sold a few books, and Dorf got one of my books. Matter of fact, Dorf got a book. Mine.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's true.
It's pretty good.
But it's upstairs in my office, and I'm not getting it now.
And I
Oh.
sold my GSX one.
Gundam #1.
Check you out.
Dude, I love anime.
What's up, Anxious?
Actually watching, and the
Something
Joker
like that.
symbol there.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be hit 2 hours or sorry, Caesar.
Yeah.
And we're gonna cut it off like we usually do because if not, as always, before we go, we always let the guests go ahead and shout out what they're doing or where they can reach them or what's coming up next.
Yeah.
You want to go ahead and let everybody know?
Yeah, where are you gonna be?
I'm gonna be at San Diego Comic-Con. Come get some groovy books. We got a bunch of cool shit coming out. I got a Wyatt and Pouches coming out. I made a new book called Random Acts of Dopeness, and I'm giving half the print run away for free.
Wow.
So yeah. So like that Joker that you saw is gonna be one of the covers I'm putting on. It's just a little art book, and I'm giving half of them away. So
You gonna do the artist alley?
what's that?
An artist alley?
I don't know what the booth number is yet. I'm actually going to be on a rotating schedule.
Mm.
So I'll put it on my Instagram. So just follow my Instagram, Art of Kyle Willis.
Art of Kyle Willis. There you go, guys. Just what you see right there with his name. All right, cool.
Let's get Dorf on here. Want to push out anything, Dorf? or he?
I'll just tell you where to find me. Admin in D&D's Pop Culture Smash group and Ramen Reserves. I am a moderator in Comic Book Buy Sell Trade, and I sell comics. I buy comics. I collect. I also help people hunt down what they're after. I helped J Rob last week. He wanted 3 books. I've helped him get 2 of them so far. Hopefully, I'll help Ish get what he's looking for. So hit me up. I'll do what I can to either get you something myself or find the person who's got it. That was nice.
Wow. So I guess I'm gonna. Oh, here we
That
go.
was awesome.
There we go.
Accident.
That was fantastic, Joe.
was going to bring up the whole issue. The whole issue with I don't know if y'all follow this, but the Copa finals was yesterday, and there was a big incident. Y'all follow
Oh, yeah.
soccer or football?
Yeah. There was a big, massive incident. Dorf, hit up issue. He's asking what's your thing again?
Dorfburger. Facebook.
Dorfburger ish. Dorfburger. You can't miss that mug of his. Yeah, the Copa thing was crazy, man. People broke in. A lot of people didn't even have tickets broke in.
Inside the
Climbing
what's it
into
called?
the air vent.
Yeah,
Going through
it's
the air
vent.
crazy.
The part that's most fucked up is that just people actually paid money to get in and were not able to get in. It's crazy, man.
$1,000. It's crazy.
What's your Facebook? Okay, great. So, anyways, what a wacky show, people. This was a show of
Oh, look at this shit. Hold
wow.
on. Let's show.
Hold on here. Look at this guy. Hey, am I late?
Oh.
And then he's on mute. No, we can't hear you, Greg. We can't hear you.
Dude, I got to tell you, you sound great when I can't hear you.
Well, until Greg figures it out, what Hal's doing. Let me sound off by saying, what an interesting show. We showcased fucking Greg. We showcased art. We showcased Kyle's art. Like it or not, it's pretty cool as in what he does. He's feeding the family, man. He does it any way he can.
Cash grabbing, baby.
Cash grabbing. Once again, Comic Menu Podcast supports our artists. We don't lean one way or another. We don't give a shit. We keep up with pop culture. We like to have fun. We like to have guys like Greg show up in the last 10 minutes of the show, and he's still on mute.
No, you can hear me now.
Oh, you all look at that.
There we go.
Wow.
Man,
Well-
I'm late to the party. I had to say hey though. What's up, guys?
What's
Well,
going
you
on,
can
brother?
say hi. You can say hello to Kyle there.
All right, Del, now's when you sign off, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna go now. I'm gonna
No,
go.
all right, Greg. Before we get out, meet us next week on Tuesday as well. I honestly don't know what we're gonna have, but tune
Way
in.
to sell it.
And was it on the 30th, right, Caesar?
Yeah.
Wait.
So on the 30th, we're gonna have. I just recently discovered this young woman, 16 years old. She's an artist, Kyle. She's pretty good, and I figured I started following her and looking at her stuff, and I said, you know what? I would love to bring her on the show, have her showcase her stuff, and we're also going to have Ivan Tao on the same night. And I said, hey, why would you not like to have Ivan Tao on? And you can maybe even pick his brain. I asked Ivan, is it okay? And he's like, him, yeah, bro. Okay, bro. Okay, bro. Whatever you got. I love the show. Oh, you love the show, bro. So that, and we're gonna have Comic Uprising. James from Comic Uprising will be on, and we're just gonna find another artist. We're still working on it. Dale's working on that part as well. But that's gonna be the big show. It's gonna be a nice, cool show, and then of course we have the movie review starting in August. Can you guys believe it?
We're drinking wine though every show from now on, and I'm not a big wine person. The last time I drank on the show, I got really fudged up. So I'm kind of scared. Honestly, like I was passed out. I messaged Caesar the next day, like what happened in the second part. Like I don't remember anything that happened. Apparently, I put a big ass bid, and luckily somebody outbid me. So I got saved on that one. I almost fell down on the show. I replayed it. It was super embarrassing.
But not as bad as Dale Keown, though, I'm sure.
Why? Dale Keown? Oh, no.
Does nobody remember that when he got drunk and passed out right on camera?
Oh yeah, dude.
Wow.
He passed out for like 3 hours, and then he woke up and he was like, he smoked a doobie, grabbed a coffee. His wife was waking up. It was 6 o'clock in the morning.
That was epic.
hilarious.
Oh, my God.
No, I didn't see that.
Sorry, just because you mentioned Caesar, did you see the new cover that Ivan just dropped? He just posted a cover. He's looking at Optimus Prime.
The Optimus Prime one, yeah.
Yeah.
Ivan,
Pretty
as
cool.
we all know, Ivan's Ivan. he's another good friend of the show. But anyways, we're friends of the show with these cool artists. But on my end, as I'm signing off, you can find me at the Reels Dracula's Wolf on IG. I've been doing a lot of recent voiceovers and reels for people's live promotions and businesses. So if you need a voiceover for promotion, just make sure you hit me up, and I'll hook you up. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, look at that.
That's
Dude,
pretty
I've seen a lot of the Tupac tribute covers coming out, so that's gonna be something to watch. I saw Eminem and 50 Cent, so it's pretty cool. Haven't seen that out. Greg, I know you're late. You want to promote something real quick? Any shows coming up?
Yeah, I'm gonna promote Kyle's Eminem cover. That thing's pretty dope, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. Speaking of Eminem covers, Kyle puts out some great stuff. Check out. I had to show off what I got from Kyle the other day.
Hold on.
Look at this. Kyle, dude.
Apocalypse.
Apocalypse.
Look at the black flips. I painted on them.
Good, man.
Apocalypse. A 9.6.
Dude, I don't even care what the grade was. He threw it up on his Whatnot stream the other day, and I was like, I gotta have that. Because I remember I shared this when you did it, man. I shared this, and then you put it up for sale. I'm like, yeah, I'm winning that.
That's awesome.
Hey, George. George. Who the fuck is George? Hey, Greg, did you Oh, look at that. Oh yeah.
Yeah, there it is. It's
There it
awesome.
is.
Did y'all hear his new album that just dropped?
I did.
Dude, it's intense. I love it. Eminem has not changed.
It's got a little bit of everything.
Oh, yeah.
Greg, did you get my I was on the live with a couple of my buddies, and they're selling in the I tagged you in the IG because they were selling the trifecta of the Gunslinger Spawn.
Oh, I didn't see it yet. I didn't see it
Yeah,
yet.
yeah.
Did you do it today?
2,600 for all 9/8 of the cameos, the two, and then the.
We're gonna do that off camera real quick, guys. But thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, Dorf. Thank you, eventually, for showing up, Greg.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it. As always,